Welcome back to Bigfoot Research, the 1 October 2013, analyzing the two hunting nests. We're going to be taking a closer look at the two nests that we believe are used for hunting by the Bigfoot. When we first located this first nest, it may not have been too apparent to too many people that this nest was located in the center of a there was a lot of trees and stuff like that, and you can see by the shadowing that it has a tendency to block the sunlight. This nest would not be very effective hunting elk or ambushing elk or in the daytime because the movement in the area could be seen as soon as they come out of the nest. Therefore, this nest would have to be used at night. During the night, the trees and so forth would block any starlight or moonlight from entering, or basically blacking out the nesting area. It'd be very dark inside there. So if you were an elk standing out there at the edge of the pond or moving around the edge of the pond, you wouldn't be able to see very well into the nesting area. This would allow the Bigfoot to slip out of the nest down to the edge of the tree line and wait for anything that might come walking around the edge of the watering hole. And it is a drop off from the edge of where the tree line is down to the pond or the shore of the pond area. So if the elk was walking around the edge, it would be very easy to pounce from the higher ground and land on the elk's back or be able to break the elk's neck. Okay, let's move to the second hunting nest, and the first thing that's very obvious is that it's out in the middle of a meadow. Now, why in the world would that happen? If it's a nest, you would think that they would want to hide it in the trees. So this is very evident that it's some type of hunting blind. So if this is a hunting blind, we see a very different strategy being used. Instead of trying to ambush an elk by hiding in the dark at the tree line, we're now moving out into the middle of the meadow, and there's a reason for this. Generally speaking, elk move into a meadow at dusk, and they spend most of the night grazing in the meadow. As it gets darker, they move away from the edge of the forest into the middle of the meadow so that they can keep an eye on the tree line to watch for any types of predators. This would normally put any predator, lion, bear, or Bigfoot, at a disadvantage, because now in order to ambush an elk, they would have to run from the tree line to where the elk are standing in the middle of the meadow, which gives the elk plenty of response time to run. So there's a difference in strategy here. Of course, the strategy here is to give the elk as little response time as possible. So they move into the middle of the meadow, and as it gets darker or later in the evening, and the Bigfoot is already in the middle of the meadow waiting for them. So what we learned from analyzing these two methods or techniques of hunting is we see that Bigfoot is much more intelligent than most people believe them to be. They're not stupid bears. They're really more on our intelligence level. They have forethought, they plan, and they can figure out how to use the woods and their surroundings to the best method, and very effective in hunting.